and welcome back to podcast number 3. This one's an exciting episode. And of course, everyone knows my channel, I hope, made by hand, led by heart, which is from here. And I just have a blast doing this. I just want to say that real quick. Let me kind of, before I mention the title of the show, I want to thank everyone. I'm looking right now on my desktop. The YouTube numbers, they're just going up. Every week they go up. I'm up 672 views. I'm up watch time and plus 9 subscribers. I can't thank everyone enough for keep doing what you're doing. It's going to get me there, and it's with all everyone's help. Trust me, everyone that's doing this and has followed me for 5 years now, thank you. That's all I gotta say. It's been a struggle, but I'm pleased to finally get there to where I need to be. So, this episode, how fairs can transform your business. I did, before I get into the fairs, is where I started was at the Phoenix Parking Swap. And let me just tell you, at the Phoenix Parking Swap, I watch people walk by me of it, come up and look, come up and touch, and you see, it's not real. Like, no, it's paper. I make that. And they go, not? Yeah. So they're shocked to see a handcrafted item. Where's something I can grab and show? Right here. Something like this, to where it looks real and just, it's gorgeous. I mean, some of the stuff that I've learned, through Leah Griffith and Abby Kirsten, crepe paper, and there's a few other ladies I want to mention, and Jasmine, and a few other ones. I can't think of their names right now. I mean, I can, but it just spaces me sometimes. Those ladies, I watch their videos and stuff, and I've taken a couple of their classes, which are pretty expensive, and I can only do so much. But this is something that people stop and look at and wonder, how do you do that? And that's where I get into, talking about my product and how it's made and stuff. And the Phoenix Parking Swap, for I'd say 2.5 years, I was there consistently, let me see, it's the end of September, beginning of October, all the way through May, those cooler months in Arizona. And during the summer, obviously, I just didn't go, it was too hot. And that's where I kind of regrouped and rebuilt everything and prepared myself for the next, go around with Phoenix Parking Swap. And that's what taught me. That's what taught me a few things, is how do I create something really fast by hand and led by heart? You just don't throw stuff together and this and that. It's the time and the thoughts that go into it. Just building my Christmas out displays this year, I'm doing them completely different than I normally ever done. One of them I already kind of took pictures of. Another one, Christmas build number 2, Santa's house. I just put out pictures today and just teasing everyone, and they just look amazing. It's just, I mean, in my eyes, that's how I got to see it, and that's how I got to feel. So you gotta, when you're building, creating stuff in any industry, especially any business, a pizza place, you gotta build that pizza pie to where people are gonna like it. So if you don't like your product, then how is the public gonna take your likings of your pizza? So it's not just arts and crafts; it's every business that you do. How does, taco stands. Filiberto's a good example. I mean, I remember back in my Pepsi days, they started out 1 or 2 stores. These guys were geniuses, back then, and they built a brand here. I know in the Phoenix market, and then I think there's some throughout the West Coast. It's humongous. There was Filiberto's on every corner, it seemed like, and they put their heart and blood and everything else into it, and that's something that people need to understand when you're starting a business. Believe in yourself and believe in your product. Know for a fact that people will like it, and that's some of the things that I get 2 phone lines now. Got one on the hook here and one over here, so it's been a little crazy. And again, it's just not that I'm busy, it's just, there's some follow-up stuff that I'm doing with the state fair and stuff like that right now. But anyways, networking with other artists, critical. I do with a handful of them. I kind of shoot back and forth. I say, hey, what about this idea? What do you think I should do? How do you feel about it? And they come back and respond. That's a good idea. No, it's not a good idea. I get it. It's a good idea. So the more networking you can do with other artists and get a feel of what they're doing and what you're doing, it inspires both of us to do better. And that's some of the things that I've totally learned and really held on to. I mean, when I say a handful, there's I'd say about 20 artists, friends that I have. Rosanna, one is a good one, for instance, in Florida. She's a doll. Janelle out of Texas. And again, my mind goes blank when I'm thinking about these people. But I mean, they just good people. Jenny Hubbard, I can't forget her. Oh my gosh, Jenny is, man, she's an inspiring lady. Every morning, I ain't kidding you, every morning she is on her site. And she does it every morning consistently. Good morning. Everyone have a good day, da 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 da. She has a spot for a saying for every day that's different. And that over I'd say the last 7-8 months, I'm catching on. Finally, after all these years, I'm catching on what Jenny's doing. She's building her brand, and people are responding. That's talking to your artist friends and stuff. You're watching what they do. I wish I had the know on how she's doing it, because I would love to do the same thing. But it's like, Timothy, where do I start? I'm looking around. I just don't know what to do. So, with that being said, is stick with your artist friends, your business buddies at Filiberto's, your companies that supply you the goods, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, all those stores, Aileen's, Tacky Glue. And I'm not there yet to get those people on board with me because I don't have the followers. And that's some of the things that I got to work on. I need to have a following before I get any monetization from them to promote their brands. But I've been talking about them from day one, ever since I've started putting myself out in public and doing videos and stuff. I say it. I says, the glue that I use is this. It's good. It's quick. It dries clear. Aileen's Tacky, Turbo Tacky. Trust me, this stuff dries within 2 to 3 seconds. It's quick. And that's the glue I love. Now, there are other good glues out there too. I've never tried them. I've never left Aileen's. I never have. And that's some of the things that I believe in partnership. Stick with your brands that you go with from day one. Michael's, oh my gosh, Regulations cardstock, the best. I love their cardstock for flower making. It is the best. And I'm not doing a commercial. I'm not getting paid by Michael's or Aileen's or anything like that. I'm just saying, you're building a brand. You talk good and great about your products that you use, because in the long run, it's gonna come back and pay you. So, showcasing, showcasing your brand, effectively. It's all done by presentation. What you wear. Nice khaki shorts when it's warmer out, company shirt with your name on it, last name and everything, name on the back of the shirt, so you can be, identified as a person in a brand and a company that's representing the Phoenix Park and Swap, or the Arizona State Fair, or the county fair, Maricopa County Fair, I should say. Anyway, you're branded. People will actually look at you different instead of a scrungy, beat up guy with nothing name on the t-shirt and you're selling something. No, you get out there in the market and you just dress accordingly, dress professional. I got my hair cut just the other day. Always look good, and that's one of the things about building brands is on how you present not just your product, yourself. Now, when you go to my display booths and stuff, they are set up number one. And that's number one in my eyes. And I feel that the customer is going to see something like, wow, look at this. Just nothing but color. The height of every product is all in line. When I use a high riser, all that product's in line, nice and straight across. All the colors are coordinated. The categories. I have my cactus with my cactus, my trucks with my trucks, my boat, my 2 and 3 flowers, and then my big bouquets, then my big ones. I can go on and on. That's how you set up your display to where it's presentable and it's easy to look and easy to shop. And if you don't put a price on it, you're never going to sell anything. So always, remember to put a price on it. Put it up front. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed of what the price is. Put it on there, feel good about it, and stick with it. Now, I've been caught sometimes by having that price and knowing this customer, just getting a vibe from them that they're there to buy 2, 3 items. And that's when old Timmy gets out his thinking cap on. Tell you what, man, if you buy 2, I'll give you a 25% discount on both. Just to secure the sale, bring it in, and the customers will appreciate that. So keep that in mind. And those 3 things is what really makes your business. And I want to get into the reason of Arizona State Fair here in a minute, but that's how you do it, and you just go about it. Some of the lessons I've learned, especially at McAllister's free tea day. My daughter-in-law used to work there, and she set me up, or she wanted me to come out there and showcase my product and sell some product and stuff. I said, hey, yeah, great, I'll do something for my sister-in-law, sister-in-law, my daughter-in-law. Sorry about that, Brandy. But with saying that, it started out slow. I mean, people were there for a reason. Get free tea, deli sandwich, and get back to work. So I thought to myself, okay, good, cool. The morning was good. I did good in the morning. After lunch, it was okay, missing here. Then seemed like from 3 to 5 o'clock, it was like, I got hit. So learning from a slow-moving day going into a fast day, you end up saying, oh, I did it. Didn't cost me anything but the gas to get out there. Yes, my labor's in there somewhere, but the way I look at it, I had a profitable day, and I was real pleased with the event. Other arts and crafts fairs, I went to a few of them, a handful of them, and I don't know, it just, I couldn't grasp on what the need was and what the main promoter, what he was looking for. All they wanted is, show up, give me $45 for booth, see you later. There was no really, hey, I'm glad, they talked about the event, they talked how many people were there, they talked about this, and then they say, yeah, it's $45 fee, blah. But some of the places that, I wanted to go to, which I refused to go to, is, it's $45, and then, show up at 8 o'clock, or show up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you got to be up there. It was all quick, and this and that, and saying, I'm not going to go, because I felt rushed, and my way of doing it, I don't like being rushed, and I like to do it, take time at it. There's inspiration everywhere. I mean, the way you look at it and anywhere you go, you can land into a spot and say, wow, this is a nice event. And I've been to, the big events, and Phoenix Park and Swap is the number 2 Park and Swap promoter, in the state of Arizona. So I was always going to that one Saturdays and Sundays or Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights was always good because it was Latino night, and God bless them, man, those ladies just love colors. So I got to learn on a few of the ladies, and a good friend of mine in Guadalupe, Stars. She owns a couple of smoke shops and stuff, but she taught me the colors of Latino ladies like, and that's something that getting to know, other artists or other owners and other nationalities, So I started thinking, I said, I've seen a lot of Asian people come to the parking swap, start thinking, I said, oh, I'm going to do some research, and guess what? I'm going to build a little more hibiscus, some plumeras, and give that flower a chance. And sure enough, didn't sell a lot, but I got bites. And then slowly started picking up. I built some pretty crazy looking plumera flower arrangements that look pretty good. A lot of colors and this and that. So again, get to know, the nationalities, the promoters of the events, and again, it's huge. Just make sure you're stepping in the right venue, and if it's a true venue that you're going to go to. So, they're going to double check you, so why not double check them? And some of the things that a lot of people forget to do is, I'm going to send my $45 to this guy right now. Well, guess what? He's not a promoter. He was, he was hacking you or whatever. So kind of watch on what you're doing on those type of people. Largest venue, and before I really get into that, I just want to thank Phoenix Parking Swap. I mean, Brian, he was my contact person over there. He really loved me showing that, loved me going there, and I want to go back, on a special weekend or something like that when it gets cooler out, and take some items out there and just do another, hey, I'm back. But I got to sit down with Brian, and this is one of the things is, as business owner for me, I need to go sell myself again to them. The reason being is, I got a brand, I'm building a brand, and they already are a brand, and they know it took them a while to get there. So I need to sit down with the person that's a little bit higher than Brian, not discounting the fact of Brian, but Brian's my friend, and they're a friend. Yeah, a friend, and he can help me kind of get me in that door to where I can get that higher person. But I'd like to go in there one week and get a two spaces, set the booth up just immaculately, do a free class there. I'd like to sit down, have 6 people come sit down and do classes like I'm doing. I might be stepping on some ground, but I got to check with the fair on that, and the Karen and Mary Ellen before I do that. But maybe build something while I'm there, and people can see me actually building a flower and doing this and that, and they can walk around. But that's something that I need to go back and resell my brand and my product, and kind of see where, if I can get in there 1 or 2 weekends or whatever, just as a special. Maybe they can advertise it or something. I'm there just like they are, who's trying to gain business. So that's some of the things that I want to do, and that's why I say, leading into the largest venue in the state of Arizona, which the Arizona State Fair is 142 years old this year. I missed the 140th birthday. I mean, I had some event scheduling I couldn't get out of, so I kind of missed that. But I missed 24, but I was back in, the county fair, 25, 2 years there. Had a blast at the county fair. Let me start with the county fair. This year, Maricopa, and this is the year that we had a great meeting with Karen and Mary Ellen. And Karen is a very out-of-the-box thinking lady, and she's smart. She's pretty smart. And she asked me, Tim, what do you want to do? Be a vendor or be a teacher? And that hit my heart right there, and I had tears in my eyes. I said, Karen, you hit it. And I'm studying my classes this year, made by hand, led by heart, my podcast starting, in my crafting classes, artisan's journey online classes. And she asked me that question. I said, you know what, Karen, I'm with you on board already. I don't want to be a vendor. I want to teach your fairgoers. And that's what I ended up doing at the county fair. And let me just say, I had the time of my life there at the county fair, teaching people. And at times and I was, again, by myself, just busting my butt, making sure, and these little kids, and moms and dads helping them, and that's where you need patience. Kids are like using glue, and I mean, oh shit, there goes my glue bill for the rest of the year, or the rest of the month. But no, it was just a time to where I had to show my skills and talents in a different way, and that was teaching. And it went so well. I'm so super happy for that meeting with Karen and Mary Ellen to do that. I came up with 6 designs that the fairgoers can choose from. Actually, Karen, she set it up, throughout the whole day, the 7 days there. And I think it was every hour or 45 minutes, they had an opportunity to build a pizza box, a flower, Easter basket, a candy snack box, and an Easter card, and so on. But so that's how it was set up. So, I had before the county fair, I had everything in 12 by 12 containers of each cut. And I had cuts like this for one item. I sat here and, oh my gosh, I bet for 30 plus days, that cricket maker was gone at least 10, 12, 15 hours a day of cutting product. I use cardstock, but I've never used that much in a month. But I had everything ready, and I knew that I had this chance to make myself look good. And Mary Ellen, she gave me the best of everything. That's critical. Great relationship with Mary Ellen. She knew what I needed to do, and she made that happen on her end. My booth space was big, and it's on pictures online, in my Facebook pages and stuff. But in my main booth, I had one side of nothing but my classes that are being offered, purchased online. Then on the front desk, I had nothing but my cricket maker and the display of the project that they can build. Then my cricket maker, then my area where I had to work. And then on the other side, I had 6 chairs lined up. And each of the chairs where they sat, they had, in fact, they're right here, I believe. They had get up. They had a container like this, right? And to hold the hot glue sticks, the glue, the rolling tools, and then the bottle glue. So I made 6 of these, and they're all different colors on each of the spots. I had a bowl, wet rice for sticky fingers, and kids, trust me, they had some sticky fingers. And so each area was set up just perfectly like that. So when they sat down, that project was right in front of them. Bam. I started to work, I started to teach, and I had the project up on I had a teacher stand, and I said, before we start, this is what it looks like, Johnny and Linda, let's kind of stick with it. But, so we did step by step, by folding, by creasing, you're doing all that first, which is the standard way in paper crafting basics. Then you kind of lay out what you're going to start with first. I had them all do that, and then they started gluing. Then they started putting together, then they put the decorations on, and then voila, done. It went superb. Karen was real happy with it. Mary Ellen was happy. Some of the other vendors commented, man, you were busy at times. And I says, I didn't even eat lunch yet. I'd go to the bathroom. I drink so much coffee. But anyways, I was wiped. Every time I went home, I was just but I had to keep going. And there's times that, I couldn't do any work here because all my tools and everything are at the county fair. And I asked Mary Ellen, I says, how much can I get in here and work? And she let me in a couple hours early. Matter of fact, I got there one time, I believe, at 7:30, and she had the door open so I could get to cutting more. But that was the county fair in 25 in April. And that led into this chapter that I'm going to go into right now is the Arizona State Fair. And the things I said earlier in this podcast about your brand, about looking good and posting the right stuff, talking, answering all your notifications, which sometimes can be let me tell you this, the most notifications I did was 1,300 notifications I had to answer to. And that was at jennifermaker.com. And I answered every one of them. And it took me, I kept getting hits every day. And it's like, man, when is this going to quit? And I'm thinking to myself, I shouldn't say that. But 1,300 notifications, people. but I answered everyone, and I just felt good about it, saying, wow, this was a nice build. And that's what you strive for, is putting the right stuff and content on your Facebook group page, your artist page, your designer page, and your profile page. You know, all those things link together because they're going to see the same thing in branding throughout those, you know, 3 areas, 3 plus the group, 4 areas on Facebook. Now, I only do Facebook and Instagram. I played with TikTok a little bit. It's too much for me. It's too fast paced. It's not. I don't think it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good, and people buy product, you know, from TikTok like that, and they advertise. But I just don't. It's not me. It's not me. Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. I mean, I'm gonna have to mention YouTube. My gosh, I mean, that's where I embed everything. So YouTube, they're on, you know, obviously Google and Facebook, Meta. Those 2 major companies are the strictest, in my eyes, to keep everything uniform. There's reasons for it, and I can see the reasons. Their content's all in line, and it keeps me in line running a business. So with that being said, that's why I only stick with Facebook and Instagram, and because of their and YouTube, because of their platforms, their strictness, and follow this because you're going to get there. And they have so many training programs. I'm telling you, since I'm in with YouTube right now, big time, majorly, I'm watching any time that I get a chance. There's a down time for me, which is very minimal time. I get on YouTube and watch some of the videos. You know, some of the things that I need to know. How to make a card, how to do anything. I mean, I'm still having little problems trying to understand that, but I'll get there, I'll learn. But those 3 companies, or 3 platforms, are outstanding to work with, and they're easy if you follow the rules. And why I'm saying this, and leading into the Arizona State Fair, is because Mary Ellen, God bless her, she started following me on Facebook. I don't know how she got a hold of me or how she looked at it. Or something must have came across. You know, she's in the arts and crafts business too. So something must have hit her Facebook page with me on it. And lo and behold, got a text from Mary Ellen. Hey, this is Mary Ellen. I'm the coordinator for the Arizona State Fair. And I just like, who? And seriously, I had tears in my eyes. Sure, Mary Ellen, this is Tim. How you doing? And she says, hey, my director and I would like to sit down with you and maybe discuss an opportunity for you to be at the Arizona State Fair this year. I'm thinking, guys, end of June, July, August, September, you know, wow, October, 4 months. And that's in the back of my head, and it's like, oh shit, I'm already thinking about how I can build X amount of product. Sure. So I went to their meeting, and it was pretty much ASAP because they needed to make some decisions too, and I couldn't thank them enough. There I was in the 2023 Arizona State Fair, and God, I was just so excited. And get to the notes of this. So I worked from July 23 to the first day of opening day. I built 425 designs ready for that fair. And man, I was so excited, ready to go and get going. And sure enough, she gave me in the main entrance booth. As soon as you walk downstairs in the South Hall, I'm right there in the corner. And she still swears up and down this day, that is the most beautiful display I've ever seen in my entire arts exhibit days, because all the color and the way it was set up and way, again, people, that's what I was talking about earlier in this podcast. It's the way you set up your product and you show yourself and you brand yourself. I mean, the first day I met her in person, you know, I was raring to go. I'm bringing in all my product and get the company shirt on, nice shorts, hair back and everything. And says, you must be the lady. And Mary Ellen, and she goes, yes, not you, Tim. Oh my gosh, little short lady. Yeah, I mean, she stands about maybe this high of me. Real cute lady. And I think she said she's 73 years old, but maybe I shouldn't say that, but she will work anyone's butt off to make anyone look good as her. She just runs around that whole area and making sure everything's set up and stuff. But you know, the 23 State Fair was just outstanding. My numbers went sky high. My Facebook numbers went sky high. I just didn't know how to handle myself. Yeah, at times when I used the restroom, you know, Mary Ellen had some people there to kind of cover for us, so we'd take a lunch break. This and that. I'd come back and there's a $20 bill laying right on my desk. And I asked her, I said, who's this from? Oh, some gentleman just walked by and said you made your granddaughter really happy because you gave her a flower. And he just walked back later and gave you, put $20 on the table and I was gone. Wow. That happened numerous times during that fair. You know, I was only there for 18 days, you know, and the fair was 24 days. But the 18 days, it was just outstanding. At the end, and I worked all the way up to the end of the fair, and 420 items. I came home with 62 pieces of product left. So you can kind of see where the inspiration you can get everywhere, and it can happen in different ways, and you can take it different ways. But the 2023 State Fair really opened my eyes, and I went to work, and I asked Mary Ellen at the end of the show. Matter of fact, when on my last day of cleanup on that Monday, I says, well, did I get approved for Maricopa County Fair? And she goes, Tim, yes, you did. I mean, it was a no-brainer question. So, you know, 2024, I was at the county fair, and that was a farmer's market, and so I had to switch my whole thing, my whole layout of product lineup to do farmer's market. And I never really ventured into farmer's market products the whole time I've been doing this. So I think I probably ended up building about 300 plus items for the county fair in 24. Had a great time there, met a lot of good people, a lot of cricket owners, a lot of cricket maker machine owners, and a few of them, a few ladies. Matter of fact, I think there's 2 ladies that came up to me. You know, I got a cricket maker for Christmas. In mind, it's April. She just got it in Christmas. She hasn't even opened the box of that thing yet. And that's an issue that cricket has, and that's why they hire these, you know, JenniferMaker.com, the Abby Kirsten's, Dreaming Tree, you know, Leo and them. That's why they hire these people, to get these people excited about the cricket maker and what it can do. And, you know, you can see what it does for me. I mean, just looking at the back here, those flowers, you know, they're all cut from that cricket maker. Then it's my turn to be the artist and the creator and designer to turn it into something spectacular. So it's amazing what people tell you when you're at the fair. And I said, matter of fact, I gave Sean Marsh, she's one of my friends too, and I had a deal with her. I'd give her out her business cards to all the people that had questions on cricket maker. So I don't want it. That's, you know, that's their business. That's not my business. What I do, my business is something that's out of my league. I don't know. I know how to turn the machine on and make cuts and do design space. I don't know all the little ins and outs. I do a little, but not a lot, on what that machine can do or design space can do. And I'm starting to pick up and starting to read the new updates and what they do. So I'm reading that now and then, finding out, wow, you can do this now, you can do that. And there's some of the things that it's helping me with too. So kind of getting to the end of this, and I just want to touch off a few notes, and I have to go back to my note page because, you know, I'm doing so many different things now with the website and the classes, and trust me, I'm recording every day for classes. Yeah, I mean, let me just show you my worksheet. This is just my schedule just for this week. And it's a lot of, jibber jabber notes for me, which I know how to read and understand. And again, you can see I'm not a computer IT person because I don't want to use a computer IT person, because it's better for me to write it down because I can understand what I need to do. It makes my memory remember things a lot easier by writing it down. If I put it in the computer, put it in a file, I sometimes can never ever find that file. And it just pisses me off. Gosh darn it. They say it's supposed to be easier, but I can't do it. I just don't have that IT whiz knowledge or whatever, or how to do all that. So I'm writing this down, and just by looking at this for the countdown to the ASF, which is 61 days, I believe now. I have 67 classes to get done. 67. Then I keep adding classes. Stupid me. I added the Christmas bill, so that's 4 more. Now I'm up to 71 classes. And it's like, why do I keep doing that? So I have a good feeling that I'm going to get that goal. I'm pushing myself. But I also got to watch my health, from what my doctor said. Quit. So I'm kind of balancing my quiet time and my work time. And it's been hard to do because I keep going. I mean, just like after this podcast, I go into podcast 4. I record that. At least I finished the script on that. No, I haven't. I haven't even touched the script yet. So I still got to write a script. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And here I am doing last week's podcast today because I'm so busy I can't keep caught up. It's just the way it is. I mean, my schedule, if I had someone here in a budget for an employee or a part-time employee, which, I'm going to announce that here later on, I wouldn't be like this. I'd have, we both work together as a team, or, what am I going to do? You want me what? So I need a direction, and I'm not saying I'm a good director, a good leader. It's just, there's times that you kind of like, you go, oh no, I got to come back here, oh, right back, get back in line, and then, no, you can't take a drink water yet, come back over here. So there's a lot of things to stay on top of, and me, by writing down on pad of paper or something, it makes me remember things a lot easier. But if I went to a computer and went into a Word or whatever, or a task list, it's a task list. My task list is here and here. I don't have to open up no file. It's right here. Everything is reviewed daily, and everything's in my hand. So that's how I do my computer. And I wish I was that fast as a typer and everything. I mean, writing descriptions, I do use Grammarly. I have to admit that, because my grammar sucks, my spelling sucks. Michelle knows, but I have to use Grammarly and to make myself professional looking, and it's not an embarrassment. It's just I need it, and that's something that I pay hefty for. I pay $64 every quarter on that, so it's a hefty bill coming out of my pocket, to pay for that. But anyways, I kind of just want to let you know, just if you can do me a huge favor, just like and share all you can, because this means a lot to me, and my handmade creations mean a lot to me, and you'll see that when you purchase it and put it at your home. My stepmother, Bobby McGinley, she's purchased stuff for her house, for her office. I've taken pictures of it, and they look outstanding, and she doesn't have to water them. I think she's a green thumb. But anyways, but she displays it, and you walk in her office, and then there's this one big, huge, colorful one I built for her Mother's Day. Just stands out like a sore thumb. So it's kind of neat to see, my product in the office like that, because it bounces up. People say, "Wow, that's great. Where'd you get that?" Obviously, she's going to hand out my business card and tell them. So big takeaway, big stages being big responsibility. Bottom line, Arizona State Fair, Maricopa County Fair are a big stage. You have to be professional. You have to act professional. You got to have a product that's going to stand, and you can have your name worthwhile. You got to have a line card, which I finally finished. That line card will be available at the State Fair this year to where they can take it. It'll have all my information on there. Where to buy product from if you want to become a crafter. It has Leah Griffith on there. It has Leo at Dreaming Tree on there. JenniferMaker.com. Sandy Stark. Abby Kirstens. All those people are my contacts, where I'm giving them where they can help them build a business. And then all my accomplishments, all my big accomplishments are on that one line card. So you'll have an opportunity to get that at the State Fair this year. So kind of looking for that. And then stay true to your message. If your message is made by hand, led by heart, stick behind it. Show people that you mean it and you love what you do. Don't walk into a show and God, you gotta be here for 12 hours. Man, I tell you, don't. Get out of the arts and crafts business. It's not for you. So with that being said, I enjoyed the heck out of this podcast because the State Fair and the County Fair, Maricopa County Fair, put me on a map to where, okay, time to show up and show what you got. So going into 41 minutes, hey, I held it, 45 minutes, under 45 minutes, I'm doing good. But I'm going to post this thing ASAP as soon as it gets uploaded. It's going to be posted. You can watch it tonight or tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow is podcast show number 4. Oh, shoot. And that title, let me get up my list. That title to number 4. Number 5 was big. It's coming up. Number 5 is coming up. Number 4, it's building a sustainable future in arts and crafts. Sustainable isn't just a buzzword. It's a responsibility. So, gotta keep that in mind. It's definitely a big, huge responsibility. So we'll see you tonight and we'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy your evening, and guess what? I'm working late tonight. I won't be home for dinner. Talk to y'all later. Bye.